Last week, on my way out of salsa class, Amanda, the studio owner, leans over and whispers, "So are we going to see you next week?" I shrug and say, "I'm not sure. Thursdays are usually hard. I have clients." So she gives me this mischievous little smirk and says, "I hope they cancel." What? I know you're listening all the time, but focus! We don't always get what we think we want, but we always receive what we need. So this morning, I asked God to absolutely rock my world with his music. I was expecting Whitney, Andrea Bocelli, Bon Jovi, something dramatic. Instead, he hands me a meditation. I'm telling you, God has an incredible sense of humor. We just have to pay attention. It's been years since I've listened to this one. It's called Living Laughter. And when I heard it, of course, it made absolute sense because I'm still integrating what had happened during my canoe trip up north. When we got caught in a storm, absolutely drenched, cold, wet, couldn't see, no signal, just heavy rain and thunder and wind and absolute uncertainty. I got asked if I was scared. Honest, I wasn't like scared to die. I've met death before, more than once. I know what waits for me beyond this life. Death doesn't really scares me anymore. Living does. Living asks something different of us. What startled me wasn't the possibility of dying. It was how familiar my body felt. The disorientation, the cold, the surrender. It reminded me so much of the moment before my NDE. I had whispered help in my heart before I went under because I knew I wasn't going to make it. Except this time, when it felt familiar and I needed help, something completely and unexpectedly happened. Every time my heart becomes so cold, my body would shiver so strong. I felt like I couldn't take one more minute. This wave of laughter would burst inside me. Not because anything was funny or I was enjoying the storm. It was like pure joy, like internal warmth, playfulness, and comfort, almost like someone was wrapping me from the inside with a warm blanket, like my nervous system was held. One moment I'd be crying, and the next I'd be laughing. The next moment I would feel worried, and then I would feel completely held. I felt absolutely balanced, like literally I stayed. We never tipped. We stayed afloat. A while ago, during one of my healing seats, one of my anchors was, I have a kayak. I won't drown. And I never imagined that one day I'd be sitting in an actual canoe, living the metaphor. Except this time, the kayak was a canoe, bigger, and I wasn't alone. A dear friend was with me, and we made it through. People talk a lot about feeling empowered after difficult experiences like these. That's not what I felt. Empowerment makes you feel stronger. This was a different feeling for me. I felt liberated because I finally understood that the kayak wasn't the point, nor was the canoe. My faith was. It's the vessel, my experience, my knowing, my relationship with God. And that's what kept me afloat. That's what warmed me from the inside when everything outside of me was cold. My mentor and I, we share this beautiful anchor. It's called God's Got Me. Not because the storm won't come, which is ironic because we're literally getting a storm as I'm talking about this. Woo! Everything is blowing. Such crazy. But because I am safe and I am held through the storm, before it, in it, and after it. And that changed everything for me. Even on the days I feel lonely, because I'm never alone. I'm held in the unseen and surrounded in the seen by people who genuinely want to pour into me. Just like the rain pouring over us that afternoon and right now. I've also realized that some of the deepest, most vibrant, life-changing realizations that happen in the shadow. Because, let me just catch my breath for a second. Storm. We are always talking about love and light. And yeah, love is the foundation, but the shadow isn't separate from us. sometimes exactly where the light comes real. Wee, the storm. Okay, let's bring it in. One thing that somatic and spiritual work have taught me is that to become less attached to details and outcome and more devoted to the feeling. For so much of my life, I've thought, when I finally get there, then I will feel peaceful. Or when this happens, then I'll feel safe. Or when my life changes, then I will experience joy. But feelings, they don't live in the future. They can only be felt and experienced right here, right now. The present moment is the only place we can actually feel peace or joy or love or awe or wonder. So my prayers have changed. Instead of asking God, get me there, I find myself asking, God, please show me the feeling I'm searching for here. Show me peace now. Show me joy today. Show me wonder. Help me notice, because what we repeatedly notice, our nervous system becomes better at finding, not because those experiences suddenly become more available, but because our attention finally becomes available to them. The frequency's always been there. The love has always been there. The joy's always been there. We weren't attuned to them. Now that we finally notice them, we pause. We let it land in our body. We feel it. We say, aha, I see you. Evidence. Again, make a file, put it in. Another reminder, another confirmation, another moment where the heart whispers, see, God's got me. And little by little, the nervous system learns to recognize safety. Not because life stopped storming, but because we have learned to recognize what's been holding you all along. And as if just God wanted to underline the whole entire experience for me with a smile, and he placed this meditation right in front of me. And every word just landed in my heart, the same way that laughter carried me through the storm. Here are the words that just made every sense in that moment. I feel conflicted whenever someone says that laughter is the best medicine. It implies that laughter is best used arrives when a person is sick. The energy of humor is a chameleon. We laugh to make fun and ridicule, which turns laughter into negative energy. We laugh to comfort ourselves when things are so bad that all you can do is laugh. But there is a hidden news of the same energy that enlivens the soul. This is the laughter that emerges when you get the answer to the riddle of life. Most people expect that the answer is tragic, that life is what happens in the blink between being born and dying. A tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. But what if that's not true? Behind the appearance of birth, death, chaos, misfortune, and tragedy, the essence of life is pure light. That's what the world's wisdom traditions say. Then in the East, there are many images of smiling gods and laughing sages. The enigmatic smile of the Buddha comes from knowing the answer. He found it within, where Jesus declared that the kingdom of heaven lies. When the happy truth reveals itself to us, we erupt in laughter. Laughter reveals that life is here to enjoy. It shatters the illusion that existence is serious, grim business. You can also think of laughter as the carrier of life energy. Everyone has experienced feeling more alive and optimistic after a good laugh. Let's take a moment to consider our centering thought. Life makes me smile and laugh. Life makes me smile and laugh.